First tonight, developing news in campaign 2014 right now.
The top three candidates for Rhode Island governor went head-to-head on the key issues tonight in our Eyewitness News Providence Journal debate, with just 2 weeks to go before voters ultimately decide Governor Chafee's successor.
And with the big election right around the corner, this was a huge opportunity for the candidates to make their mark.
We have in-depth team coverage on this crucial campaign 2014 race. Tim White is standing by with reaction from our political analyst. But first, we go out to Walputo with more on what the candidates had to say when it all ended.
They covered a lot of ground in an hour, starting with that government debacle involving your money, known as 38 Studios.
I was very critical of it, and
Raimondo blamed Fung, and Fung blamed Raimondo for not doing enough to stop the 38 Studios deal. The mayor pointed out the treasurer rehired advisor First Southwest, which is being sued by the state now.
Unfortunately, only 2 firms replied, and the principals of both firms were involved in 38 Studios.
The other option are the largest fiscal advisors in the country. Why would you not choose them over someone that the state is suing for fraud?
Raimondo would pay back the 38 Studio moral obligation bonds. Fung wants a full investigation before deciding. And moderate Bob Healy tied the choice to pensions.
We have moral obligations to people on Wall Street, and yet we have no problem saying we have no moral obligation to the people that actually worked for our state.
Raimondo talked about growing the economy with innovation and sharply criticized Fung's plan for $200 million in tax cuts.
It is a reckless plan that will double the budget deficit and result in painful cuts.
Our state budget is billions more than New Hampshire's. Take a look at the General Assembly's budget. Why is it millions more than the legislature budget up in New Hampshire?
Can you get the General Assembly to lower the sales tax? Can you get the General Assembly to make these other cuts?
I think many of the General Assembly members agree with me and agree with all Rhode Islanders that they're tired of seeing these Rhode Island license plate crossing our borders to go to Massachusetts to buy goods there.
I worked with dozens of small companies that together created over 1,000 jobs. I'm running for governor to get people back to work, and I have the experience to get that done.
In the moderates' opinion, the other two would only tinker with the state's slumbering economy.
You really need an overhaul of the engine. You just don't need new tires.
The final word from the voters now only 2 weeks away. Live at the mobile newsroom in Providence, Walt Buteau, Eyewitness News.
And with just 2 weeks left until the general election, the three candidates are trying to win over those voters who remain undecided.
Target 12 investigator and debate moderator Tim White talked to our political analysts to see who may have benefited the most from tonight's debate. He joins us now from the Providence Performing Arts Center in Providence with more in-depth coverage now.
Three candidates had different stances on the issues, and while each took aim at one another, our political analyst says no one connected with a politically fatal blow.
I do not think it was in
Raimondo, Fung, and Healy in their first debate.
They disagreed on many issues tonight, but they were very polite about it.
Eyewitness News political analyst Joe Fleming says Alan Fung went after Gina Raimondo in several key exchanges.
I think Alan Fung at times was more aggressive tonight than I've seen him in the past, and I think he had Gina on the defensive early on in the debate.
Where were you? You were asleep at the switch. I didn't hear you calling out about what was going on there, Treasurer.
Fleming says while Raimondo also took aim at Fung,
he has overseen personally a police department for years, and there's been scandal after scandal after scandal.
She had a clear philosophy going into the debate.
I think her approach was simple: jobs, jobs, and jobs. She started off talking about jobs. She ended the debate talking about jobs.
What was Bob Healy's impact on the debate?
Well, at some points, I thought Bob was like a third wheel in the debate. He was over on the side.
But Fleming says Healy offers an alternative, especially to one group of voters.
I think it was really appealing to union members in the state of Rhode Island who are upset with Gina Raimondo and Alan Fung that they could vote for him.
Fleming says while there was no clear winner, no one stumbled or made any major gaffes either. With the Providence Mobile Newsroom, Tim White, Eyewitness News.
Count on Eyewitness News for the most comprehensive coverage in campaign 2014 on air and online, leading up to Election Day in 2 weeks.
We have much more on tonight's debate online at WPRI.com. Dan McGowan has a full report on the debate, and Ted Nesi also weighs in. And if you missed it, you can watch the debate right now on our website 24/7.